Watch the Philadelphia. We got a couple of good ones there. We're rolling. Couple of ringers in there. Cody Harris also in this race. She can go. She's been racing at the pro level. And Rachel Rubino in there.
It's amazing, Richard, when they do race at the pro level, all of a sudden they take a look around and they see what's going on with the more proficient cyclists, and then they adapt to their style, and it benefits them as far as getting themselves a little more savvy when they get on the course and how to handle themselves with strategy. You got to start somewhere in category 3-4. It's a beautiful place to get going. Women competitors coming through for the first time. Sunapee cycling team, women's cycling team up in Sunapee. They have put together quite a crew of women riders, both in the pro division, and now they've got some starters here in category 3-4. What they're doing, they're moving these riders to make their way up in with the main team that really is something to see. They put a lot of time and effort in working on their skills. They're all very skilled at the velodrome. Sunapee has turned the corner as far as women competitors are concerned. This is a great place as far as the spectators are concerned. You get a little bit of shade, and you're watching the riders when they come down out of the common, the upper common. They're swinging down into the back straightaway. They've got a little speed going at that point. Richard and I are keeping our eye on one rider out here. Both of us, we usually try to pick a winner between the two of us, and we've got our name cemented to this one gal. We're going to keep an eye on her and see how she does. We feel as though she's got a good chance of winning this race. She came in from out of town. Very good reputation, good rider, has been doing well this summer. We had a lot of women, Cody Harris all the way down from Maine, and another Sunapee rider, Emma Collins. She is starting out in the sport of cycling with a lot of good tutorship from the women competitors that are riding in the pro ranks. Deborah Deal and Danielle Ruan. Right now, Christina Kettle out of the Sunapee cycling team. She hails from Lebanon, New Hampshire. Most of these women competitors that race for the Sunapee team, they are on cross-country skis the minute the snow flies. Excellent cross-country ski racers on that team. That's how they stay in shape during the winter months.
This is your top 10 from the first race. 10th place, Ethan Finnegar. 9th place, Anthony Havenas. 8th, Miko Aho, just 14 years old. 7th, Austin Gayette. 6th, Shawnee Wendless. 5th, Todd Garrison. Michael Dunn was 4th. Your podium at 10:45 will be Big Ben Walton of Cannondale, Matt Davies of Williams College, and your winner, Optimum Performance rider, Jerome Gerard.
For many years, the Sunapee cycling team has run the Sunapee Road Race, and it was a staple that usually kicked off the season. Our women competitors all bunched together. Nobody has been able to get away. They're coming up into the line.
You know, you can watch this on fatv.org.
In a couple of laps, Richard, they'll probably start putting up the laps. What they do, it's a timed event, and then they divide that into how much time is left, and then they'll start putting laps up for our women competitors.
fatv.org is streaming this live. That comes with our voices, Mr. Ring, so we can't use the dirty language today, because we are streaming live all over the world with our commentary from Fitchburg Access Television, and bring it to you also on the Jumbotron. So we're going to have great coverage. You can stream it on your phone, and I believe Sam has been putting this up as hashtags. Our hashtag today is Longsjo Classic. If you can spell it, you can win it. Longsjo Classic is the hashtag on Twitter. We are going to be streaming live also by way of VeloNews.com. They are putting a feed on that national site. Second oldest bike race in America being streamed live. Special thanks to FATV.
It's amazing how they get this race going. But you know, we look at these telecasts that are around the course, and this is like going to a world championship. Rich and I have been to, Rich has announced many world championships, by the way. Australia, and many different places around the world. And this is what you're looking at for the spectators around the course. And this would be a long course. And so you're treated to being able to stand in one spot, watch the race go on, and then when they come up over a mountain pass, you're able to watch it. This is quite a treat.
Riders are streaming around all the home stretch. 10 laps to go in this bike race. Tough course because it's on a hill. You're either going uphill or downhill. Riders finished up from their first race of the day.
Richard is going to find out a little bit of information for the riders, and the first thing the riders want to know, where are the results? And I don't blame them. They put in a long, hard race, and they know that it's going to take a little while for John Fry. He does an excellent job at the results, and now the riders would like to know where they're going to post them. Rich, he's going to have that information in a couple of minutes. At 11:30, we're going to have our master riders 40 plus, and they put in some wonderful performance in the last two stages, and then they're going to be on the road. And if you people know one of the riders on Friday night in Leominster took a spill and lost a computer down in a corner, and he came up to me, he was looking for it at the end of the day. Well, yesterday, a gentleman returned it and to me, and what I'm going to try to do before the day is over is to get this computer back to this particular rider.
Well, we are posting results are posted at registration on the glass just next to registration. Results are posted next to registration. Back to you, Dick Ring.
Well, when the riders hit the line, it looks like they've already put up how many laps they are going to be looking at. It looks like the figure 10 is going to be the magic number. When they come through, Lincoln, our chief commissar, he said they are going to be looking at 9 laps to go. You look over the start-finish line area, and you've got a clock there. And the clock is telling how many minutes they've been out on the course. Right underneath it, you're looking at one display that is we're looking at 10 to go. It's going to switch to 9. And when the riders come up into the start-finish line area, all they have to do is look up, and they're looking at 9 laps to go. Now you've got a little action on the front. Our women competitors are looking at 9 laps remaining in the bike race. 9 to go. Amy Gothrop, Optimum Performance out of Harvard, Massachusetts. Very, very hilly terrain out there that she trains in. And it looks like she's trying to get away, and we'll see what happens. They were all on her. When they went out through the upper common, everybody realized that they do not want to let anybody go at this point.
Mr. Ring, we have got sign-in underway for the riders that are competing in any of the Omnium categories. That would be your men 40 plus, that would be your women pro, that would be your elite men. All of them are having sign-in underway at registration. We have 4 categories that are competing for an Omnium contest, and they have to sign in every day to make sure they're here. That's all going on at registration. The other thing, Mr. Ring, is kids. Kids race registration is right down on the sidewalk forward of registration. Back to you. Podiums for our first races will be at 10:45. Our Legends ride sending off 10:30. We're going to open up the course, but we're also going to launch off a collection of legendary riders that have, anybody can do it. It's sort of a new wrinkle. They're going to go out for a 50-mile bike ride in the country, come back and watch the men's race. Our food trucks are located down on Boulder Drive, just south of where we are.
When the riders hit the line, they're going to be looking up at the time clock, and then they're going to see number 7, meaning 7 laps to go. Somebody, I think this is it. Well, the gentleman retrieved his phone, so he's a happy camper. Rich, we returned that phone. One happy camper leaving the stage.
Should have seen the websites that guy was visiting.
You know, you're talking about a few shekels there to replace one of those.
7 laps to go in the bike race right now. Riders coming around. We'll see them shortly.
Pace vehicle, Rick Roberti, last night, he had a lot of fun over there in Worcester. He was drilling it and coming through the corners like it was the Le Mans. Excellent, excellent driver, and he can handle that vehicle at speed. Women competitors coming up into the line. You are going to be looking at 6 laps remaining in the bike race. 6 laps remaining. 6 to go, gals. Corey Tucker riding for Green Line Bellow. Green Line Bellow, she's got a couple of teammates in there with her. Vanderhoop, Julie Vanderhoop, also a very fine rider. And the two of them are going to probably try to work a combination when they get down into a couple of laps to go to see if they could assist one another to set up for the final sprint coming up into the line. This is the benefit of having teammates in a race. You kind of throw caution to the wind, you figure out who is going the fastest on a particular day, and then you work for your teammate. The main thing is, get one of your riders as high a place as possible, and it looks good for the sponsor. That's what team riding is all about. And it's very, very difficult to win a race on your own. You're going to find that out when you're watching the pro men. Any of you people that are grooved in on time trials, you want to make sure that on the 24th of July you get over to Worcester and they have that George Street time trial and see how fast you can go up one of the steepest hills, 18% grade, that Major Taylor used to train on his track bike. Every year, Lynn Coleman, who works for the Telegraph Gazette there in Worcester, and they try to run that challenge, the George Street Challenge, bike challenge for Major Taylor. That's on the 24th of July. It's on a Sunday. And it usually starts, it's going to start at 10 a.m. in the morning. Pace vehicle coming up at us. And the riders, I should be looking at, what, 5 laps to go?
And we're going to go to the bell. The Verge Prize Pack Preem. Getting ready for these riders. Attention riders. We are at 5 laps to go, and this is a Verge Prize Pack Preem. Verge Prize Pack Preem on the next lap, ladies. Winner of the next lap wins the Verge prize pack. It is a Verge prize pack up for grabs. Huge value from Verge. All they got to do is win one lap.
What they've done, it's going to be very, very competitive for our pro women and pro men. They have been keeping Omnium points for each stage, and it's been a very, very competitive deal that's going to end today. Stage to stage to stage, and then there is a prize at the end of the stage race for the one who has accumulated the most points. Going down into the backstretch, Jerome Vetter, riding for State 9 Racing out of Manchester, New Hampshire. Everybody's on a wheel, slipping down into that backstretch. It's very, very fast.
Here we go. We've got a pre-lap coming at us. Somebody's going to get the Verge prize pack. Strategically significant. Let's see where they're at. Oh, this looks like Joe. No, it's Rachel Rubino.
The riders are looking at 4 laps to go, and Richard, you and I, we're watching the tempo get elevated here, and things are going to start to pick up. And you and I were talking about that young lady that's in the front right now, and we're hoping that she's got a good game plan.
Yeah, that's Rachel Rubino. She comes out of Philadelphia. She got started as a bicycle courier, and she was discovered on the streets by some of the athletic women that were racing and training. And they said this courier was late for a delivery, and they passed her. She passed all of the riders on a training ride. She was just trying to go to work and make a delivery. She had a 20-pound bag on her back, and none of them could stay with her, so they said, we're going to sign you up to our club.
You know, it's a nice way to get started. They realize that from riding in the city, and most of them ride on a fixed gear, and they become very, very adept, and they are one with the bicycle. A fixed gear meaning there is no coast. Once you start pedaling, that's it. It's a fixed gear. No coast. So you really, really learn how to handle a bicycle.
Kind of like a tricycle. You got to keep pedaling.
You know, this is why years ago, back in the 50s, when we were riding the Tour of Somerville, 130 or 40 riders, all of us on fixed gear track bikes, everybody was using either an 84 or an 88-inch gear.
Which is, by comparison, these guys with the derailleurs are going 120-inch gear, massive gear. But, you know, tell me about that a little bit. I love these stories. I understand that Francois Mertens was one of the first guys to show up with a derailleur at Somerville.
Well, due to the fact that was 1952, and because the week after Somerville, down in Paterson, New Jersey, were the Olympic trials. I was 16 years old at that time, and 16 going on 17, and we had qualified out of Massachusetts to ride the Olympic trials, so we were just kids. But that is the first year that they allowed track bikes basically they did away with the track bikes at the Tour of Somerville. Everybody came across the country because of the Olympic trials being held the following week with their road bikes. So they said, okay, we're going to forget the track bikes this year. We're going to go with road bikes. And they've been with road bikes ever since. But till that point, everybody was on a fixed gear track bike. Women competitors, 3 laps to go, 3 to go.
Rosa Rubino did not see her. Might have just lost track of her. I think she's on the outside.
Megan Woodacre, Richard, she rides for Pedal Power, and she hails from Franklin, Massachusetts, and she's been up near the front almost this whole race. And another rider that Amy Gothrop, she has been hanging around the front. She rides for Optimum Performance. She is out of Harvard, Massachusetts, very, very hilly terrain. And a couple of weeks ago, they held a dynamite road race over the old Harvard course. Very hilly road race.
We're watching our women's 3-4. We have an international field because Natasha Brugmans is in there. A Dutch rider is in there. Got started in cyclocross, racing for Zipcar Green Line Velo. Brugmans is a native of Maastricht in the Netherlands. Good rider.
She's riding for that Green Line Velo. They seem to scoop all the good riders. When they spot somebody, they sign them on. And probably in her home country of the Netherlands, she probably speed skated during the winter to keep herself in shape.
Yeah, she also rode a 42-pound Gazelle bike to school every day. Those Dutch kids, they're riding 10 kilometers each way to school and back. And the bike pass and the system and the networks that they have, Dick Ringer, is amazing. I know you spent some time on these rail trails riding. You know, they're building one from Leominster to Fitchburg. It's going to open, they think, in 2018. What a game changer that will be for Fitchburg residents.
Right down in the backside of Chelmsford. We're going from Chelmsford, and we're going to end up in Framingham.
That's right. That's going to be your Bruce Freeman trail, I believe, going all the way.
And they're making good strides on that. They've got quite a bit of it open. And it was funny, when they put down the binder coat the first winter, all of a sudden all the kids come out of the woodwork, and they didn't care just as long as it was a hard surface. They wanted to protect the gravel that they had down there. They put a binder coat on. Everybody was having a blast.
Oh, those things are amazing. They're changing everything in cycling, getting more and more people into it. I live on right with one in my front yard. We get ready.
Women competitors, you are looking at 2 laps remaining in the bike race. 2 laps to go. We've been waiting for a little team strategy here and see if a couple of riders couldn't get away. But the same crew sitting at the front of that field monitoring everything. Corey Tucker riding for Green Line Velo. She's got Julie Vanderhoop with her. So they're looking to do well. And they have our young rider from the Netherlands, and she is also riding for Green Line Velo. Green Line Velo has got a good lineup. That gives them 3 riders that they can play off. And what they do in a situation like that, they confer with one another during the course of the race, and they say, okay, who feels good today as far as your speed is concerned? And then they will set her up, give her a lead out, and try to bring one of their riders across the line in first place. This is team tactics at play. All very, very legal. 2 laps to go. They got to do some thinking. The riders down near the back of the field, if they don't make their way while the speed is not full tilt, they don't make their way up there now, down on that back straightaway, they aren't going to see the front till the end of the bike race.
Well, you know, Dick Ring, I always say this, and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, especially to anybody who's a mother out there. But when the bike race goes slow is when the bike race gets dangerous. Slow is danger.
Bell lap for this rider. Bell lap for this rider. And she's going to be finishing up. That is Nikki Montanaro out of Kingston, Massachusetts. BikeAmerica.com cycling team. Women competitors. You are looking at 1 to go, 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go, final lap of the bicycle race. Sunapee rider in the front. That's Christine Cuddle, riding for Sunapee. Continental Paving out of Lebanon, New Hampshire. She's got a few teammates in there. We're going to see if they swarm around her and see if they can't get something going down on that back straightaway.
Yeah, that's going to be a back marker. She's going to get swarmed real soon. Now we're seeing the setup. Sunapee going downhill very fast with the blue, with the orange flames, setting up as well. Rachel Rubino moving into position, sitting in about 8th spot right now, getting crowded as they come into the downhill. They really get worked up in speed, and what you've got to do is you've got to pick the gear you want to come out of that turn with. So right now they're dumping it into the biggest gear they have, trying to get their heart rate down. Then it is a hard left, and then it is a uphill drag race.
You know, the thing is that Richard and I, we remember when down at City Hall, which is probably 150 meters down the road, that was a very, very difficult uphill sprint to that point. But now this is a game changer when you have another 150 yards added onto that long drag up into the old finish. Now they got to really keep it on, and the pressure that is going to be on these riders to end this, this could be a game changer, moving the line up a little further. So they got to keep the speed up for another 150 meters.
Right now, the riders are still in the saddle. They're on the home stretch, trying to draw a bead. It's very, very patient right now. Nobody wants to go too soon. It's a long way uphill. Rick Roberti car coming into sight. Rachel Rubino trying to find the right wheels. We're going to see right now, coming at it, Cody Harris, very good finisher. Dick Ring, you're going to see them coming at you. Dick Ring with the call. Here come the ladies.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sunapee, it looks like she's making a move up into the finish line. Cody Harris put on a display of speed that was second to none. Nobody was on her wheel, and she ended up winning herself a great bicycle race. Cody Harris ended up winning that one.
Nice race by the ladies.
What a beautiful sprint.